cloud, and then I'll download it. All right, so I'm going to share my screen too. There it is. Share screen. Hopefully you don't disappear. Okay, you see it?
I do.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to talk to Stacy, but for everyone that's here that will be watching this later, I'm sorry it was last minute. This is my life these past couple weeks, but hopefully by the time we're starting, I'm done with all my stepfather's estate stuff so I can focus on me again. But we'll just keep this. We'll keep this in the group. I will change it over to a YouTube video because it is hard to view it. And I'm sorry it's dark. My light doesn't work. All right. So I want to just go through the eating plan. I know a lot of people that are going to be doing this. They're brand new, or you are brand new to the container system, and you're about to get like a whole shift in the way you think about eating, which I think is really cool. I started the container system 2 years ago with 21 Day Fix, and I still use it to this day. So the A Little Obsessed is just 5 days of workouts to give us a preview of what's coming in 80 Day Obsession. They're only 30 minutes long. And what I'm going to use them for, I did them the first time when they first came out, but really to try and think about where do these bands go? What band works best for me? Because the first few times you do it, they kind of roll because you're not sure where to put them on your thigh. So don't get frustrated. That's why we're doing this week leading into it, so we can play with them. Not that it's going to be perfect by any means when we start the workouts, because there'll be different workouts. But at least you'll know, like, do I go yellow, green, or blue? And she does tell us every exercise, she'll say, I recommend X band. So she'll give us an idea where to go, and you might be like, oh, that was super light. Or, whoa, I need to back off. And you do that. There's a modifier in the workouts as well. But so the eating plan follows timed nutrition. And I've never done timed nutrition, so I'm excited to try it. I know a lot of you are going to freak out about the workout block nutrition because you work out in the morning. And I get you. And I understand. Let me shut my door before the kids come down. I totally understand how that some of us, like, it depends on the day. Sometimes I'll eat a little bit of my Shakeology bar. If I wake up hungry, other days I can just wake up and go. So we will modify it. So if you are an early workout morning person and you're worried about it, let's talk. Let's chat offline and we can figure out maybe there's something small you could at least get in. So let's just go through this. And this is in, just because some of you are brand new to Beachbody On Demand, which is awesome. I'm super excited. So when you come in, just a quick overview, you'll go to beachbodyondemand.com. You log in with the email and username, or email and password you created when you opened your account. And you will scroll down, and it's right here on the first one. So this is A Little Obsessed, and then next on the 15th, we'll move here. But when you click in it, you will see the workouts. And all you have to do is you come in, click play, and you're good to go. All right, and you can stream this through your computer, your smart TV, Roku, Apple TV, iPads, iPhones, whatever you have. And if you are on the road, you can download the workout the night when you have Wi-Fi onto your device, and that way you don't have to use your data if you're working out, like, not with Wi-Fi available. All right, so those are your workout lists. Then you click Program Materials, and this is where we find all of our goodies. So they have tracker sheets, and maybe you print this out or make your own stand selection what band this will come into effect really on when we start 80 Day Obsession, because we're going to be progressing. Awesome. And we may not remember what weight we used for a specific exercise or something like that. So this will give us a idea of where it is, so where we started, what we can go. You could make up your own, but they are there. The tracker sheets are there. And then the calendar, which you don't have to worry about because it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for this one. But when we go into 80-day session, if you don't have one that comes in the pack, everyone that orders a kit or a completion pack or challenge pack will get a paper one. But if you lose it or it gets bent up, you can come in here and click it out or print it. It says eating plan. And they actually did a vegan eating plan. So if you consider yourself a little bit more vegan or want to try that, then you have options there. Oh my God. I'm sorry, my husband just came in and is soon having to print it out. So I have it open if it'll let me click through it. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's go. All right, so quick overview of the containers. And definitely read this. Like sit down, take 10, 15, even 10 minutes to read this. So the containers, and here's why the containers are so important, I think. You've all tried and seen and done every basically diet there is out there. Like I know we have. We've done no carb, low carb. There's the keto plan. There's Atkins. All those things. Fortunately for us, our macros are figured out, but they've broken them down into containers because it's so freaking confusing. I've tried to figure out my macros, and I don't know how many grams of protein, and I'm not going to weigh it. I don't have time for that. All I do with these containers is I push my protein, my chicken or whatever it is, into a red container. If the lid shuts, that's my serving. So that's the great thing about the containers, especially I know how busy everyone in this group is. Most are working full time and moms, and you've got so much stuff to do that trying to think and weigh out food is not an option. So you can can measure out these foods every night before you go to bed, for making your lunch or whatever it is. Don't have to think about it. So all you ever hear me talk about is containers, and you'll start, oh, I had 3 greens today, or I need to get a purple. So here's the breakdown. Green is your veggies, purple is fruit, red are proteins, yellow are carbs, blue healthy fat, orange are your seeds and dressings, and then teaspoons are oils and butters, nut butters. And I know these look really small. When you get them in your kit, they're much bigger in real life, so don't freak out. And you will be full, I promise you. So here, let me see if I can blow it up. And this will be in your meal plan. But this is extremely important that we do not skip. We need to calculate our caloric baseline, meaning what we have to eat just to maintain the function of our body. Those kinds of things, like your metabolic stuff. So you'll take your current weight times it 11. And then we take that baseline. We're going to add in 400 calories for a little obsessed to say, okay, that's our predicted calorie burn. That's probably on average, everyone that did that workout, they measured in at around 400 calories per workout. Will you be more in some cases if you're going balls to the wall? Yes. Will you be less some days you're tired? Yes, but on average. So those are maintenance calories, meaning this is what you would just eat to keep your weight. If you are coming into this program just not looking to lose weight, but to add muscle, grow your butt, I'm going to recommend you stay in maintenance, okay? And then we will recalculate this again for 80-day obsession because it may change. They haven't released the meal plans to coaches yet. We all get them at the same time next week. So again, if you don't want to lose weight, if you're just here to build and lean out without cutting calories, this is your world. We need to lose weight. We take these maintenance calories and we're going at a 750 caloric deficit, right? You have to eat. Calories in versus calories out is what causes us to lose weight. So we take in calories. We got to take out a good amount of them. So that's going to be your calorie target range. And then you'll see this note down here. If you're less than 1,200, you round up to the 1,200. We never want you to eat less than 1,200 calories on any plan that you're doing. There are some crazy ones. Now, I will say, if you ever do the 3-day refresh, which I will talk myself into doing it again one day, that one is a cleanse. We're eating, but we're really eating at like 900 calories, but we do not work out during those 3 days. So always just keep that in mind. Like whatever you go and do in the future, Marcy said, don't ever eat less than 1,200 calories. All right. Cause then you just are sluggish and groggy and angry and hangry and all those things. And you can't maintain that forever. So that will give you your calorie target. Now, with that calorie target in mind, we come down here to identify what containers we eat per day. So let me explain this. So say you are plan A, just to keep things simple. You get 4 vegetable containers. This is all for a day. We break them out over the day, but 4 vegetable containers, 2 fruits, 4 proteins, 2 carbs, 1 healthy fat, 1 seed, 3 teaspoons. Okay, that's for the entire day. You can mix and match them. You can put them together. You can eat them separately, but that's for your entire day. And I know that's confusing. And once you sit down and plan that out, and if you can't wrap your head around it, let's talk. Because once you're like, well, what? I can answer that question. It's hard for me to answer the question ahead of time. Just because I've been doing it, using them for so long that I'm just used to it. But I understand it's confusing at first. So you'll identify your containers. Here's what I do. I know that an 80-day obsession will have them. I don't think they're here. Let me see. I might be lying to you. Yeah. So there is a tracker. I will, come on, let me click over. I will post an old one that I have that you can use. Literally for the first month, I want you to every day, you can do it in your phone. There's an app that's called the 21 Day Fix app because it's where these containers stem from, that you can go in and plug in your phone. Like if you're at work and you're at lunch and you're like, oh, okay, I had a green, a red, a purple. You will forget what you've eaten already. So you can either print out these paper ones, and I literally X them off every time I have one, because I like to eat carbs and I will overeat the carbs. So that's why we don't want to do that. We want to keep. All right. So here is where everybody's going to start freaking out. I know it. I know you guys already too well. And I'm writing myself a note about the tracker. 1 second. Container. Okay. So here's where you're all going to get freaked out. Those of you that work out at night or in the middle of the day or mid-morning, easy peasy. So I'm going to go through it as if we all worked out mid-morning, right? We're not waking up early, or we're working out at nighttime. So, and this is what we're really focusing on, kind of the basics in a little obsessed, and then we'll all start taking it to the next level in 80-day obsession. So I just kind of want you to focus on your workout block over these next 5 days, starting on Monday. So a workout block is a 4 to 5 hour window that tells you what to eat before and after you work out. It is so important that you fuel your body for your workout. Think of a time like when you didn't have time to eat before you went to the gym and you took a class and you thought you were going to die, right? That's because you didn't have enough food to give you energy to get through the class. So what this eating block does is it gives us fuel before to sustain the workout at a high level, because these workouts are going to progressively get harder. So we need to have it. And then afterwards, we're refueling, right? We just depleted all of our energy, all of our sugar, all of our glycogen. So we've got to put it back so the muscles recover and we're not hurt and we can keep going. So think, if you have to change your mindset to food is fuel. Like it's not going to make you fat if you eat it the right way. It's not a bad thing. I know, and I understand it. There's a lot of issues with food for some people. If you eat it in the right size and the right time and the right types of foods, it's going to do your body so good. It really is. And you will start to feel that And over 30 days, you're going to feel completely different because everything you're putting in your body is so good and healthy that it's like, oh, this is what I should have been feeling like all of these years, you know? So like if I go on a binge and have junk, I feel like death, and you will eventually start to feel that way. It sucks, but it's a good thing. All right, so they are taking Plan A. And you'll see here, they talk about the performance line. Don't have to drink it. You may find later on that you need it, which is fine. But the supplements are built in here. So for me, I follow these except the hydrate. So you can just avoid them. So they do say, if you're not using the Beachbody Performance Supplements, skip the post-workout supplement and move any containers in that meal to the post-workout meal. Okay, I wanted to make sure I had that. Then eat your post-workout meal within an hour of working out. So scenario 1, you're using Performance Line. 60 to 90 minutes before you work out, and I will give you a caveat because Autumn said this in a call. If you know you can digest food a little bit faster, then you don't have to do 90 or 60 minutes. If you know you can eat and then 30 minutes later you can work out, do that. It's based on your digestion too. So remember, we're planning, it's mid-morning, it's not 5 a.m. So 60 to 90 minutes before your workout, you want to have a vegetable, a protein, a carb, and a teaspoon. So an example of that would be, you could have a banana. Well, that's a purple. That throws me off. I'll have to come up with some ideas. But you can find some ideas, right? So I'll probably have Shakeology bars because that's protein. That's got a carb in it. It's got peanut butter in it, so it's a teaspoon. I don't honestly think I could eat a vegetable before I work out, even if it was at 9 o'clock at night, because I would vomit because I hate vegetables. But some of you might be good. Might be good. All right. So eat that. Then if you're doing Energize or a pre-workout, 20 to 30 minutes, that gives you time to kick in. You know what I do during those times when I'm waiting for my supplement to kick in? I stretch, I foam roll, and I listen to my personal development. But you can do whatever you need. Clean the house, whatever. So during your workout, you just work out. We have a hydrate. So if you find like you get so dehydrated and you're just dying, that's available. It's great, especially if you're a runner in the summertime. This will take care of you. Now the post-workout supplement. So this is where Beachbody Recover comes in. So you'd have your Recover if you're drinking it, and a fruit. You could, like Autumn's been mixing in berries with hers. I just love the chocolate so much. It just tastes like chocolate milk. So I chug that, and then I'd have a banana really there, because then it's going to come in and help with that potassium, or an apple or something. Then 1 to 2 hours after you do all that, so take your shower, get ready, then you're going to have your post-workout meal, a veggie, protein, carb, and teaspoon. Okay, so let's say you're not using the supplement line. The only thing you would change is after you work out, you would not take in anything. You would then move this fruit down into your meal, and you're going to eat within 1 hour of getting done your workout. Okay? Because this performance line does kind of keep you full for a little bit, just because it's a lot of liquid. You've already drank all your water during your workout, then you're getting another 8 ounces and that fruit, so you will be full. So if you're not using this, make sure it's an hour that you get that food in. And then they just broke it down for us. So say you're in block B or plan B, then it's going to tell you, where your containers, how you're going to use your containers. But they all look the same, don't they? Oh, I see what they did. They just took the difference of how many containers. And I know what you're going to say, because everyone that has ever done the 21-day fix has said to me, and they had a lot of weight to lose. I want to lose weight. Why am I eating 2,000 calories? Right? But for that person, that is still a deficit. If that person were to go down to 1,200 calories, they would be absolutely miserable. They would quit, right? Because they're so deprived of food. Their body is so tired. It's in shock from working out, maybe for the first few times. So trust the process. Trust these containers. They work. I had the most hard-headed client fight me on it for the first round of 21-day fix, and she kind of just stayed where she was. She gave in and listened, and she lost 54 pounds in 4 rounds of 21-day fix by following these containers, okay? So just trust and believe in them. And as we go through the 80 days, we are probably going to have to reevaluate your containers. You may drop down a whole bracket in the first 30 days. You know, it's possible. So then we would go back and readjust your bracket. It's going to be an ongoing process. Okay. So then it goes into talk. So that's your workout block. Then it goes into talk about, okay, you've done your workout block. What do we do with the rest of your meals? So something that's really important is that workout block is a portion of your complete total containers. So we don't eat those in addition to the 4 greens, the 4 reds, the 2 purples. Those are taken out of your total count. All right, so after we eat, or we do our workout, right after we work out, we're going to eat another meal. Then after that, every 2 to 3 hours, we are eating. It doesn't have to be a meal. It could be your snacks, right? So they're saying eat your red protein containers throughout the day. So maybe spread those out. We get 4. It looks like we eat 2 up front. So maybe say if you get 4, save 1 for dinner, definitely, so you get full. But maybe midday, one of your snacks is a protein of some sort. And it's going to give you muscle memory or muscle recovery and growth. Your yellow containers are your carbs, and your purples we want to eat earlier in the day, right? That way our body has a chance to break those down, store them as energy, not fat. All right. If you're eating at night, that's okay. Or you're working out at night and that's part of your workout block, that's okay, right? Because you're still revving. But if you're working out mid-morning, early morning, get those, try to keep those yellows in before like 8 p.m. if you can. Then this talks about this Beachbody Recharge, which I will be getting because that thing knocks me out. It's incredible. But then we also have the cooking show Fixate. I will be sharing recipes, but we have a cooking show created by Autumn and her brother. So you get bored, you go there, and there's a short video of how to make it and the full menu. And the containers. They tell you how many containers a serving is, so you don't even have to figure that out. Pinterest is a godsend. You can type in 21-day fix approved. All these recipes come up with container counts as well. So there's so many resources out there. Now, if you're brand new to the whole container system, you're like, what the hell is she talking about with greens and reds and purples? What do I even put in these things? All right. Here is a list, and it makes life so easy. I recommend printing this page out as well and hanging it on your, wherever you do your food, like your fridge, somewhere in your kitchen, so you have it and you can look, because I forget all the time. There's some weird crossovers. One thing to note, and it looks best in the carbs. So let me do this first. Your yellow carb container, the higher on the list it is, the better food choice it is for you in terms of nutritional value and how your body can use it. So in this example, sweet potato is a way better choice than the pasta or the pancakes or the muffin, right? And that makes sense to you. So look at the list and say, okay, not saying you can't have these things, but it's a better choice for you. Your body can use it more. A tricky one, this blue container, it's a decent size, but it's made for, so healthy fats are like nuts and avocado and all these things, but the nuts and cheeses, like, and the nuts especially, you could shove a whole bunch of them in that blue container and you're like, Marcy said if it fits, I can eat it. No, not when it comes to nuts, right? So here, if you're going to use almonds and peanuts, and trust me, I have counted out 14 peanuts before and sat there and ate them because I can eat a whole container of peanuts. Count them out because your container is massive when it looks at that. Now, for hummus, I fill that sucker up. Like it goes all the way to the lid and I close it. So if it fits in there, you're good. And then you got all your cheeses. And then your seeds and butters, or seeds over here and dressings. Literally put your dressing in there. There are recipes for clean dressing on Fixate. I always just use a balsamic vinaigrette or something like that. It's just what I like. So, you know, find that, but measure it out. You don't need a lot. And then use the teaspoon. How many of y'all love peanut butter and can eat a whole jar? Right? Use the teaspoon and count it and knock it off your list. Keep that in mind. All right. So some free foods that we get, and use these guys, like vinegars and mustards. And so you don't have to eat bland food. This isn't about eating crappy food. If you choose to, that's fine. I don't eat a lot of crazy food. I eat the same things because it works for me. And my husband was just telling me, because I made chili, and he's like, that's not even hot. But he won't eat the chili. So I'm like, I made it for me. It's not for you. It's just how I like it. But you get these freebies in here. Water. Some of you kind of get tired of water. I get it. You can mix in fruits and all those things to give it, like, to spice it up a little bit, especially if you have a hard time getting it in. And you'll see we recommend drinking about half of what you weigh each day. Now, I know a lot of you are teachers, and you might not have access to the bathroom as often as you'd like. So do your best. Maybe load it up front and in the evening on your way home, or just try to sip throughout the day, because it does make such a difference. It helps your skin, your hair, your nails. It flushes your system. It's a natural kind of cleanse, and it takes out all those toxins. So it's definitely important. Now, this is a question I've gotten from a lot of people. I am not giving up my coffee. I totally get it. I'm not a coffee drinker, so I don't have to worry about it. But you can have your coffee, all right? So we're recommending no more than 3 to 4 8-ounce cups a day. That's a lot of coffee, I feel like, right? And try to go black, or if you're having tea, drink it plain. If you do need to add, here's some things that you can add that are not going to derail your progress. Like adding in all that sugar is going to derail your progress. You might not think about it when you're putting it in, but over time, all that sugar adds up. Body doesn't process it. So just try to make conscious decisions. All right. Don't try to avoid Starbucks for this time. I have it as a treat every now and then, but don't go every morning. All right. That's loaded with crap that you don't even know that's in there. There's hidden calories in those things. And it's expensive, right? Save your money. Speaking of, I have an idea for us. All right, so Shakeology, the saving grace. Many of you can use this. I use Shakeology as one of my red containers, right? Because it has got so much protein in it. Use it as a red. So for me, I'll give you an example of my workout block and my first meal. I still have to figure out my workout block. I just lied. The first meal before my first, but after my real meal, like after I work out, because I work out in the morning, is my Shakeology. I use it as my red, and I also put a half a banana in it, so I count it as a purple. And look at this gloriousness. This is brand new. So if you've done 21-day fix, we always go around and around on this. So the key to getting Shakeology right is the liquid that you put in it. If you just mix it with water, which I do when I travel, I will tell you it is not very good. But if you mix it and blend it with ice and, almond milk and a fruit, it's delicious. It's so good. And it feels like a treat. So imagine working out and you're like, I get a chocolate milkshake later, or whatever flavor you get. Cafe latte. I feel like I'm drinking my coffee, but I'm getting a healthy version. But here are some breakdowns of how you would use it in your container counts. So look, I use unsweetened almond milk. This used to be a yellow container back in the day, and I got really mad about it because I wanted to eat my carbs, right? So they've changed it to a teaspoon. That's 8 ounces. That's a lot. Like I use 8 ounces of unsweetened vanilla almond milk, and I use a 1/4 cup of water because I like it thin, and 6 ice cubes, and then I add all my other stuff. I just like them thin. But look, I can get that. It's 1 teaspoon. I don't really eat a lot of other teaspoons, so that's perfect. If you are going straight milk, that's going to take a container from you. So just keep that in mind. And you'll see coconut water is a half, soy is a half. So just things to keep in mind as you plan it out. Then the performance line, it looks like they're giving it to us for free, because that's a lot of protein, but because it's within that workout block and it's immediately following a workout, we don't have to count it as a red container. So that's awesome there. If you do mix in, it does say if you do mix in the fruit with your Recover, then that's a purple, but you know, that's that. I think that's it. So you've got all of this. So things I would print out would be, I'll get you the tracker. I'll post it. Write in how many containers you get. Print out these container food lists. Have them up on your fridge because you're going to forget and you're going to be like, what container is that? And what else was it? I think those were the 2 things. Wine. There's questions about wine. If you know 2 things, if you know you're going out with your girlfriends and you want to have a drink after work, here's what I'm going to do for you. Do not eat your carbs that day other than your post-workout. Like, only have your post-workout carb and you don't get any other carbs, because that wine counts as a carb, right? So if you're going to go out, it's just one day. Keep your carbs, hoard your carbs, have your one after you work out so we can replenish your body, but then keep the other, like I only get 2, I think 2 or 3. I would save it. Or you're going out to dinner. Maybe your birthday falls within this window and you want to have dessert or cake. Save your yellow. And guess what? If you eat more than you're supposed to one day, it is not going to destroy anything you've done. Okay? I know what you're thinking. I know you're scared. I'm scared. It's a long time to go, but this isn't about being perfect, because honestly, you need to read this book, Finish by Jon Acuff. It ended today and I got a little bit sad about it because I love this book. It says perfectionism, especially when you're trying to lose weight, is like the biggest reason people quit. It's because we think, oh, I went out and I had some fries with my dinner. Now I just need to give up altogether. It says that we have to be absolutely perfect to reach our goal, and that's just bullshit, right? Because life gets in the way. You're going to be stressed. It's going to be that time of month. You're going to want the chocolate. You're going to want the drink. You had a shitty day and you need a drink. Like, that's okay. You're working out. We're creating new healthy habits. I don't expect everyone to be perfect. I won't be perfect. So every day we just strive to be a little bit better, right? Just if you know you're going out, make sure that workout happens. That's non-negotiable. Make sure it happens and hit it hard. So then you've done your work. I think that's it. And I will be revisiting all of those things again later. Stacy, do you have any questions that came up that probably other people have?
I actually left for a second to go get my 21-day fix book because I was so confused about where I fell in the plan.
Okay.
But now that I see that the post-workout meals are an addition or whatever, that kind of answers my question.
Okay. And as you go through it, if if you're like, wait, that doesn't make sense, let me know. Because It is different. It definitely is different than we're used to in 21-day fix.
Yeah. So that was the only thing that really stood out to me.
Okay.
Other than that, it seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah. I mean, and if you really take the time to literally just sit down and read the whole thing, everyone, then from there, write down your questions and ask them, or maybe if everyone's got a lot of questions, just put them all, if someone asks a question, just comment underneath it, or I'll even do a post on Saturday. How about that? I'll do a post on Saturday. It says, what's everyone's questions? maybe I can do them all and then come in live. That way it's on video. I feel like it's just easier for me to answer talking wise, because I talk a lot. But then I can get them answered. So everyone try to read this before the weekend if you can. That way you know what to expect and what questions you have. And as you go, things will change. Like, for example, I said I'm going to be sharing in all the clean eating week that I'm doing for another group. Those plans are like at 1,200 calories. So, and it's like a strict 1,200 calorie because that's what that is. So if you're in a higher bracket, we need to add more food to you because you need that for your body. You need it to fuel it. You would even I'm going to add food to that for this because my output level in terms of my workouts, especially in the days that I teach pump and the days I teach core de force now, I have to eat more because my body's expending more energy, right? So we just have to play with it. If you are starving one day, go for a vegetable first and a protein. I always recommend taking 2 extra snacks with you that fit into those 2 categories and just have them on hand, or have some nuts, but always have them with you because you're going to be starving. The first 2 weeks is going to be hard. But that way, when you're starving, you can be like, oh, I got a snack, and not go to the coworker that we all have in our office that has the giant thing of chocolate calling our name. You don't have to go there. You're like, okay, I got this. I got some hummus, and I got some nuts. I'll just talk myself into it. I'll drink a ton of water. So have those prepared, and especially when you're running errands on the weekend. We'll talk about the weekends and how they can derail you. But as we get into it more, I'm trying to give you little bits of information along the way so I don't overload you. But I think that's really it about the meal plan. Read it. Because they'd be like, I don't understand. And I'll say, did you read it? But just start with this. Just start small. If you're like, I can't wrap my head around anything else but the workout block next week, totally fine. Just focus on figuring out your workout block. I have to figure that out. For a 5:30 workout, that's a lot to eat for me. So like I said, I will probably make, I just want to look at it. I make Shakeology bars every 2 weeks. And I'll post those recipes in here. And it's a red and a yellow, and it's got the peanut butter. I can't eat a vegetable. Look at my face. I hate vegetables. There's just no way that's going to happen. So I'll just save that vegetable for later in the day. And then I'll struggle again with the vegetable that early in the morning. But you know what I may do? I may try it. A lot of people put a handful of spinach in their shakes. I'm just trying to convince myself that it wouldn't taste like spinach, but I'm going to try it. And maybe that's where I get my vegetable in the morning. Because they say you can't taste it. Maybe I'll try it. We'll do a taste test. I'll go live and do a taste test with you. But a ton of people just throw a handful in there, and they say they can't taste it. So that's this weekend's exploration for me. I'm not perfect, people. I'm telling you, I get my vegetables from my Shakeology. It's got 5 servings built in. So, all right, that's it. I hope it helps. Ask me questions. Have a good evening. I will talk to you soon. I think I lost Stacy. All right. Bye.